She was smart. She was responsible. She was loved. And then, she was gone. It started as just another Tuesday morning in Orlando, Florida. January 24th, 2006. Jennifer Kesse, a vibrant 24-year-old project manager, was supposed to show up to work at 8 a.m. Her boyfriend, Rob Allen, waited for her usual good morning call. Her parents expected a text, but the phone never rang. Jennifer had vanished without a trace. No signs of struggle, no dramatic warning, just silence. What followed was one of the most baffling missing persons cases in modern American history, a haunting mystery involving an abandoned car, a faceless figure caught on surveillance, and over 17 years of unanswered questions. This is the story of Jennifer Kesse, an adult woman who seemed to vanish off the face of the earth. Jennifer Kesse had it all: a successful job at Central Florida Investments, a freshly purchased condo in a gated community, a solid relationship with Rob, her boyfriend of over a year. She was ambitious, independent, and deeply close to her family. At 24, Jennifer was living the life so many young adults dream of. She had just returned from a romantic weekend trip with Rob in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Everything seemed perfect. But sometimes, even perfection is an illusion. On the evening of January 23rd, Jennifer spoke with her parents and Rob. She was tired but cheerful, making plans for the next weekend. Nothing felt off. No alarms. No signs. And yet, by the next morning, Jennifer Kesse was gone. Jennifer was always punctual. When she didn't show up for work, her co-workers were immediately concerned. She hadn't called in. She hadn't emailed. She hadn't even texted. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Her boss contacted her family. Her parents, Drew and Joyce Kesse, grew increasingly worried. This wasn't just unusual, it was terrifying. They drove 2 hours from Tampa to Orlando. When they reached Jennifer's condo, they found everything exactly as she left it. Her clothes laid out for work, the shower appearing recently used, makeup products scattered like any normal day. But there was one chilling detail. Her car was gone. 2 days later, a break. Jennifer's black Chevrolet Malibu was discovered abandoned at a nearby apartment complex, Huntington on the Green. It was only about a mile away from her condo. The car was found parked in a visitor spot. The driver's seat was pushed back, too far back for someone Jennifer's height. Her belongings, including her purse and phone, were missing. But strange smudges were on the car doors. Police lifted a few latent prints. They also collected a swab from a small piece of fabric. But nothing definitive came back. No blood. No signs of a struggle. Just a car, quietly parked, left behind by someone who didn't want to be seen. Security cameras at Huntington on the Green captured a person parking Jennifer's car and walking away. But there was a problem. The footage was motion-triggered and snapped only every few seconds. In every still frame, the person's face was obscured by the bars of a gate. By sheer bad luck, every angle shielded their identity. Police said the figure appeared to be a man, roughly 5 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 5 inches, possibly wearing work overalls or a uniform. The FBI described the footage as the best lead in the case. But no one, not even facial recognition software, could identify the person. Jennifer's parents were crushed. They could see someone had been there. Someone knew what happened. But the gate stole their chance at recognition. The unknown figure became known as the ghost on camera. Jennifer's condo complex was undergoing heavy renovations at the time. It was known that many of the labors were undocumented, and background checks were not performed. Jennifer had previously mentioned feeling uncomfortable with some of the workers near her unit. She even said she felt like she was being watched. Could someone from the renovation crew have been involved? When investigators interviewed a few workers, many had already left the area. Some even vanished entirely. One witness reported seeing a man standing beside Jennifer's car early on the morning she disappeared. But without names, without records, the trail went cold. Theories swirled. Was Jennifer abducted in her own parking lot? Did someone follow her from work or from a previous encounter? Did she trust the wrong person? There were no answers, only echoes. Investigators combed through Jennifer's digital footprint. Her cell phone records, credit cards, emails, social media, nothing stood out. There were no strange messages, no odd transactions, no red flags. Her phone last pinged off a tower near her condo around 10 p.m. the night before she vanished. After that, it went silent. Jennifer's life was meticulously organized. She wasn't the type to disappear. And yet, there was no sign of her online. It was as if someone had plucked her from her life and deleted the digital evidence. Over the years, several theories have emerged. A random abduction. Someone opportunistically saw Jennifer and took her. A targeted crime. Someone close to her, maybe a worker, acquaintance, or even a stalker, knew her routines. Human trafficking. Some suggest Jennifer was taken for more sinister purposes, especially given Orlando's trafficking problems. A jilted lover. Although her boyfriend had an alibi, internet forums often speculate. Each theory has its defenders and its holes. No suspects have ever been named. No evidence has tied anyone to Jennifer's disappearance. Drew and Joyce Kesse became warriors. They challenged law enforcement, hired private investigators, created a massive grassroots movement. They bought billboards, held press conferences, pleaded on national television. Eventually, after years of frustration with the Orlando Police Department, they sued for access to the entire case file. In 2018, they won. What they found inside those boxes devastated them. Crucial leads unpursued, tips ignored, interviews missed. The case had been mishandled at nearly every step. Still, they pushed forward. They digitized files, re-interviewed witnesses, and kept Jennifer's name alive. 17 years later, they still do. The Kesse family's private team uncovered troubling information. A former housekeeper at the complex claimed that Jennifer may have been followed. A man allegedly obsessed with Jennifer was never properly investigated. A cell phone tower ping showed movement inconsistent with the timeline police had. Even more disturbing, cadaver dogs hit on a nearby lake, yet the area was never excavated. The Kesses believed Jennifer was abducted in her condo parking lot as she left for work that morning. Everything supports that theory. The freshly used shower, the untouched work clothes, the missing car. They believe she was ambushed, and her case has been stuck in silence ever since. In many ways, Jennifer didn't disappear just once. She vanished twice. Once physically, that Tuesday morning in 2006, and once again, into the forgotten corners of the American justice system. But her case remains open. Her family refuses to stop. And somewhere, someone knows the truth. Maybe it's the figure on the surveillance footage. Maybe it's someone who heard something, saw something, suspects something. The silence around Jennifer's disappearance is loud, deafening, but that silence can still be broken. Jennifer Kesse was more than a headline. She was a daughter, a friend, a rising star who deserved a future. She didn't walk away from her life. Someone took her. And someone, somewhere, knows exactly what happened on January 24th, 2006. If you have any information, no matter how small, please contact the Kesse Family Tip Line or reach out to the National Center for Missing Adults. White right pointing backhand index, share this video to keep Jennifer's story alive. Comment your theories. Subscribe to True Crime Hub for more real-life mysteries we can't let be forgotten. Because every face deserves justice. And Jennifer Kesse deserves to come home.